Imagine being told by your teacher that you would never succeed in life. Imagine people believing you were too slow to learn. Now, imagine that same person growing up to become one of the greatest geniuses in human history. This is the incredible story of Albert Einstein, a quiet and curious child. Albert Einstein was born in Germany in 1879. As a young child, he was very different from other kids. He spoke very late compared to most children, and because of that, many people thought something was wrong with him. His teachers at school often complained that he asked too many strange questions. They wanted students who followed rules and memorized information, but Einstein wanted something else. He wanted understanding. He wanted to know how the universe really worked. One day, when Einstein was only 5 years old, his father gave him a small compass. The tiny needle inside always pointed north. No matter how he moved the compass, the needle returned to the same direction. This fascinated young Einstein. He kept wondering, how can something move if nothing is touching it? That small moment sparked a curiosity that would stay with him for the rest of his life. Struggles at school. Despite his curiosity, Einstein did not fit well into the school system. His teachers believed he was rebellious because he questioned everything. One teacher even told him something harsh. Einstein, you will never amount to anything. Imagine hearing that as a young student. But Einstein didn't give up. Instead of memorizing answers, he spent hours thinking deeply about questions. He imagined impossible scenarios. What would happen if you could travel alongside a beam of light? How would time behave? How would space behave? These strange questions would later change science forever. The power of imagination. Einstein once said something surprising. Imagination is more important than knowledge. For him, imagination was not daydreaming. It was a powerful tool. He believed imagination allowed people to explore ideas beyond what was already known. While many scientists focused on experiments in laboratories, Einstein spent a lot of time simply thinking. He called these thought experiments. He imagined riding on a beam of light through space, and from that imagination came one of the most revolutionary scientific ideas in history, the theory of relativity. The patent office genius. Many people imagine that great scientists work in fancy laboratories. But when Einstein developed his most famous ideas, he was not a famous professor. He was working a regular job at a patent office in Switzerland. His job was to review inventions and evaluate technical documents. It wasn't glamorous work, but it gave him something very valuable: time to think. During his free time, Einstein filled notebooks with ideas about space, time, and light. Then, in 1905, something amazing happened. Einstein published several scientific papers that completely changed physics. Scientists later called this year his miracle year. Those papers introduced ideas that transformed humanity's understanding of the universe, becoming famous. Eventually, Einstein's ideas began gaining attention around the world. Scientists realized that his theories could explain mysteries about gravity, space, and time. Soon, Einstein became one of the most famous scientists on Earth. In 1921, he received the Nobel Prize in Physics for his work on the photoelectric effect. His wild hair and thoughtful personality made him instantly recognizable. But despite his fame, Einstein remained humble. Einstein's humor. Einstein also had a great sense of humor. People often asked him to explain his theory in simple terms. One day, he joked, "Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute and it feels like an hour. Sit with a beautiful girl for an hour and it feels like a minute." That's relativity. It was his playful way of explaining how time can feel different depending on the situation. Einstein's true secret. People constantly asked Einstein the same question: what is the secret of your genius? His answer surprised many people. He said, "I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious." Einstein believed curiosity was the most powerful force for Learning, he encouraged people to never stop asking questions. In fact, one of his most famous quotes was, "The important thing is not to stop questioning." The legacy of Einstein. Albert Einstein passed away in 1955, but his ideas continue to shape the world today. Modern technologies like GPS satellites rely on his theories about time and space. But Einstein's greatest legacy may not be just scientific discoveries. It may be the lesson he left for all of us, that curiosity can change the world, that imagination can unlock new possibilities, and that even someone who struggles in school can grow up to achieve incredible things. Ending powerful message. The story of Albert Einstein reminds us that greatness doesn't always start with perfect grades or early success. Sometimes it begins with something much simpler, a curious mind, a willingness to question, and the courage to think differently. Because the next great discovery might begin with a question that only you dare to ask.